The year is 2023. PBS Plus has just launched, bringing the world's streaming services to 4,387. How can anyone be expected to go through all this content? Fear not, loyal passengers. Captain Joe Shoes and his first mate Mez are here to travel through space and time to bring you the best nuggets pop culture has to offer. Strap in. It's time for the JoeMeZ podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 353 of the JoeMeZ podcast. I'm Mez and my co-host as always is
the magistrate of Caravan City. I'm Captain Joe Shoes from the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yeah, you are, buddy. What's up?
Not a lot, Gomez.
Well, all right. I mean, I guess that's not bad, right?
No. This was a good, not so much.
Good. Yeah. Nobody's dead, right?
I hope not. Jesus Christ.
Last week that we started the show talking sad.
Yeah.
I don't want,
maybe let's not do that for a while.
Let's not do that for a long time. We'll save it for the end.
Oh, you know what? If we want to get sad, this was my first Father's Day without my dad.
Oh,
he's dead.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
He will not be listening to the podcast this week.
Well, that's very upsetting to hear. I'm sorry to hear that. You okay? You all right? You know?
Yeah, he didn't die today.
I know, but that day might have, you might have,
yes, I suppose. I know. And a lot of people did reach out, to send me messages, but honestly, I'm okay. And, he actually kind of did me a favor in a way because I didn't have to spend $4 on a card this year.
Save that money, baby. $4. That's some of these cards be $8, bro.
Some of the
what the fuck?
Some of them with the music and stuff, they're like $12.
Insane.
I'm like, what am I buying? Fucking eggs here? Do I get free eggs with this card?
Bro, if I'm spending $12 on the card, that's the gift.
That's your gift.
That's it. Nothing else.
Well, I will say this. To be fair, in not so much defense of myself, I looked at my dad as a parent, so it's not so much my job to get him gifts. He's the adult here, so he should really already have everything he needs.
Of course, it's true.
So I didn't see the need to get him gifts. Every now and then for a holiday or something, I would send like a Mrs. Fields cookie tin or something like that.
Sure.
Maybe Jimmy's Famous Seafood. I'd send like a box of Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Send some crab cakes.
That's a great gift.
They ship all over. Free shipping if you spend like $100 or so. It's very easy to spend.
$100 real quick.
And I'm not even a seafood guy, and I love that shit.
So good. I should do that again. Man, I should have did that for Father's Day. Maybe that should be a new tradition. I spend $100 on Jimmy's Seafood.
Yeah, you get those crab cakes sent right to your house, and they give you the directions how to prepare them yourself.
That's right. Can't go. Then you mess it up. It's on you.
It's on you.
That's on you. We told you it goes in this, and that. It's like everything: the frying pan, the toaster, everything, air fry.
No Major Pod live show at Jimmy's this year, unfortunately. But in August and Saugus, baby, Saugus, Massachusetts, a return to Kowloon.
Oh, you going to that Chinese restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You love that place.
That place is great too. I will say, when we do these shows, we go to some good eating places.
Well, I hope so.
Like Jimmy's and Kowloon's are both great. You've been to Jimmy's, right? You came to one of the shows.
So good, yes. And then I ordered it to my house because it's so good.
Even after the first time we went there, I was telling my parents about it. I was like, yo, I don't even, because they know I don't eat seafood. And I'm like, these crab cakes were unreal. And my mom, I remember her saying oh, I love crab, that would. So I sent her the box, the crab lovers box or whatever. And she thought she knew better than Jimmy and tried to cook it not off the directions.
Unbelievable.
You dumb bastard. So the first time she's like, oh, I didn't think it was that great. I'm like, well, she's like, oh, well, I looked at the directions and I said, I don't need to do this. I'm like, that's why. I was like, what do you think? And it's not like my mom is a good cook. She's not.
Yeah, but
She gonna let Jimmy tell her what to do, of all people?
God forbid, right?
No shot.
The guy's name is on the goddamn sign.
No
Maybe
shot,
he knows
kid.
something.
He don't know shit.
Thank you guys for listening to the JoeMeZ podcast. Remember to subscribe to this podcast. Leave a 5-star review wherever it is that you're listening to it, or some comments and likes if you're watching this on YouTube. Follow us on all the social media at JoeMeZ. That would be very appreciated. Gomez, you know what now means, right? You know what time it is. Breaking news time.
Oh! Breaking news. Oh, Joe, what's popping off? What's going on here?
Gomez, we got some stuff we haven't even spoken about. We got some shows coming back, some shows getting released, some shows slipping under our radar. But I
Really?
am there with my ear to the safe, and I'm figuring out the code. And I'm here to tell you that Righteous Gemstones just came back for season 3 on Sunday.
Yes. I found out on Saturday, but then I forgot on Sunday night to watch.
They dropped 2 episodes on Sunday, and they'll be going week to week after that.
Yeah,
finishing up with
HBO,
9
baby.
episodes total. That's on Max.
I'm sorry. Well, this is an HBO show.
Well, it's an HBO
though.
show, but you
So-
can watch it on Max.
Oh, God damn. Did you check this out? Because I know you caught up, baby.
I caught up. Remember, I caught up during the hurricane last year when
Yeah.
they closed my job because they thought we were going to get swept away in the tide. And somehow I bought a car the day before the hurricane, like as if that was a good idea.
So I was like, shit ain't gonna rain.
It rained.
Oh, it rained.
I did not watch yet. I haven't indulged in season 3 yet, but I wanted to make sure we talked about it because I know this is a show we both
definitely.
enjoy, and a lot of people out there
100%.
also enjoy.
I hope people enjoy this. I don't see a lot of people talk. I don't really see a lot of
This should
chatter.
be. I would assume this is a not like one of the bigger shows. I know this isn't like Succession level. You know what I
Sure.
mean? But
Yeah.
I figured there'd be more people talking about it, and the way. Like it kind of came across in the middle of something else for me, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's coming back! Like it's about time."
Exactly. I was like, "Oh, awesome! It's back!" Like I don't know, man. HBO dropping the ball lately, spending all that money on Max.
We got some Netflix news, Gomez.
Ooh, what's going on? On Netflix
Our double
here?
main man, Mr. Fubar himself, slipping under the radar again. Arnold was a 3-part documentary
right?
over on
Yeah.
Netflix.
I saw it. I was like, "Wait, what? Where the fuck did this come out? What? It must have dropped right when they dropped the other thing, right? Like
I think it just dropped last week.
Okay, all right,
But they must have some fucking mega deal with Schwarzenegger.
100% to do a doc and a show.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna
Sat
get a
him
movie.
down for interviews to get it's like a shoot interview.
Get a big Arnold movie for Netflix. Spend all the money for him. Let's
Fuck it,
go.
I don't give a shit. You know what? It's not my money. Fuck it.
Let's go. Fuck it. Who cares?
But broken into 3 parts. The first is like the athlete, and it goes into his bodybuilding. The second is about being a movie star, and the third is like I guess being an American. I think it's called. So it's I guess political and whatever.
The governor stuff, governor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fucking the maid. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would think you have to talk about that. We'll see.
So I watched the first episode. We know the Arnold story at this point, right? It's been told enough, but it's still interesting to hear it out of his mouth.
Sure, that is true. I've never really, maybe I've seen an Arnold doc many years ago, probably a bodybuilding doc, right? I don't know if I've ever seen that. So it is interesting. I wonder though, it's going to get into stuff though, like how detailed, like in that episode, like was there anything crazy in that first episode?
Not too much. I haven't finished the whole thing yet, but one thing that did strike me right from the beginning, he talks about seeing a Hercules movie, and the actor is Reggie Parks. Reggie Parks was like a big bodybuilder, strongman guy back in the day, who also went on to create like some of the most notable title belts in wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Look at that. I love shit like that. So random.
Also on Netflix, Gomez, Human Resources. Do you know about this show?
Oh, that's that Loudmouth show, right?
Big Mouth, yeah.
Big Mouth. Yeah, I
So
never watched it. I've never watched that show.
I watched like the first 2 seasons of it, and it's one of those things where like it's funny and then it's not. Enough is enough after a while.
I didn't know it was still a thing. I didn't know that they still made
They had
episodes.
a recent season, I guess. I don't know how long ago the most recent season was, but they took these characters, the hormone monsters from there, and gave them their own workplace comedy now. So it's human resources.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
So that's up there as well. Over on Hulu, we got Flamin' Hot, and I've seen people talking about Flamin' Hot.
I almost watched this because I'm like, what the fuck is this about? Yeah.
So it's about a janitor who works at Frito-Lay who creates Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
But apparently this story is bullshit. Apparently, like, they have taken a lot of liberties with this fucking story here.
So I didn't read the whole interview with Eva Longoria. She directed this.
Yeah.
But she said something to the effect of, it's not just about a man who created Flamin' Hot Cheetos. He's got such a deep and stuff. And once I heard like, oh, it's about more than Cheetos, I was like, that makes me not want to watch it. I want to see a movie about Cheetos.
Sure, that is it. Like how they come up with this stuff. These kids, they love their spicy Cheetos, kid. It's crazy.
They're great. I like going to the movie theater. They'll have Flamin' Hot Cheeto popcorn, and they spread them out in the little popcorn. You get like a small popcorn with a bunch of Flamin' Hot Cheetos in it. Great.
I haven't been to the Regal. I gotta go to the Regal.
So good. Season 2 of The Bear, JoeMeZ. I know you were enjoying season 1. Season 2 is out now.
Season 2, he's starting a restaurant, a proper restaurant, not a thing. I'm gonna wait till, I don't know if it drops weekly because I think it's maybe is it an FX
I believe
show?
It might be, but I from what I saw, I believe it's the full season is up.
Oh, okay. So then, maybe I'll get to that this week.
One last thing on Hulu. Now, back in 1997, we had a packed year for movies. Our Best Picture nominees that year were jam-packed with hits.
Ooh.
What ended up winning was a bullshit movie called Titanic.
No one talks about that shit no more.
And no one even saw the fucking thing. The movie we all rallied behind was called The Full Monty.
I remember that had a moment, bro. That was a thing.
Let me tell you, 1997 Joe loved The Full Monty. I must have watched that movie 15 times. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny. I thought it was charming. I love the characters. And now here we are, all these years later, getting a full Monty series on Hulu.
It's a series. That's crazy. I
didn't hear about this. It's basically a sequel to the movie. It's like, where are these guys 25 years later?
That's even better. I like that.
They're all in it, and they're all doing whatever full Monty people do 25 years later.
I guess I hope they're still dancing.
I would hope so. I hope everybody's still dancing. Everybody who's not dead from over the weekend, I hope you dance. Call me Leanne Womack, because I hope you dance.
Why can't the skeleton dance, bro?
If he can do it, he's more than welcome.
We want everyone
to dance. But I ain't helping him. Takes enough effort of my own to dance.
Oh my goodness. I'm interested in that. That's Full Monty. That was fun. I haven't thought about that in years.
I haven't either. I loved the movie. It was genuinely one of my favorite movies that I probably wouldn't think of right away either. But seeing it, and I watched it a bunch at that time, I genuinely love that movie.
Yeah, no, I just like that. Like they said, that was they started they had a Broadway play about it.
Yeah.
That was, man, the Full Monty brings me back. That's crazy.
So JoeMeZ, one thing that I saved for last here, I think this is huge. And to me, I was just like told about this yesterday. Comes out today as you listen Thursday on this podcast. Disney Plus is dropping Secret Invasion.
Oh, yeah, I know that. I was going to bring it up. That's what we watch the next week. Like, yeah.
I was just like, it felt like it came out of nowhere. I just happened to be watching a baseball game, and during the commercial, it was like, this Thursday, the Marvel cinema is back. I was like, what the fuck? Where?
I listen to nerd podcasts, so I know. I'm not, shit like that. I'm not forgetting. Yeah, I know Secret Invasion. I'm excited. I think it's like 8 episodes, right?
I think 6.
Oh, 6. Yeah, okay, 6. So they got to get right to the point. I know these Marvel movies.
Not exactly their strong point.
They wait to episode 3 to tell you what's happening in an episode. So I hope that's not what's gonna happen here. But I'm interested. I'm definitely interested.
Yeah. So Nick Fury's teaming up with our Skrull friend Talos from Captain Marvel. Gonna do some people and Skrull bullshit together.
Now, who do you think? So the whole thing is gonna be like someone we know is really a Skrull, an alien, a Skrull, right? So that's happening. Who do you think is gonna? What do you think? You think Nick Fury might be one?
So
you think
coming off of Captain Marvel, which was an early '90s movie, right? It was like based in '92.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say President Clinton.
You definitely 100%. There's gonna be so many jokes like that, right? It's gonna be everyone you remember from back in the day.
It's gonna be like the Kang and Kodos Treehouse of Horror thing, where Kodos debates President Clinton.
That's a good episode. That's a good one.
Hey, don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for that. I had it penciled in for us. We're definitely gonna watch it next week. That'll be our thing we talk about every once in a while. It's fun. I'm excited because Marvel is not a lot of Marvel, right? After that, we got the movie at the end of the year. I think that's it.
Yeah, it could be. Right, unless Loki 2 is supposed to drop by the end of the year.
Oh, Loki! I guess still, and I think they said they were gonna remember Echo. That thing is still a thing. That's still
and there's still Ironheart.
Yeah, but those ain't coming out. Yeah, no.
And then there's the woman from WandaVision.
That got delayed. Yeah, no, I believe that got pushed back indefinitely. Like they're probably not gonna do that. And the other stuff they were like filming, so I don't know. Productions are stopped, so I don't know if we're getting any other Marvel except for the Marvels at the end of the year. And I guess Loki is done.
Disney CEO, you got to remember all that stuff was approved before Iger came back into power. So who knows what's going to happen right now? And we'll be talking a little bit more about superhero fatigue later on. But the whole thing could absolutely get thrown into the sun at this point.
100%. A lot of those stuff like the Agatha show. We ain't getting that. That's something they announced, and they're gonna be like, "Do we really need to spend $20 million on a show for 4 people?" Yeah, that's not happening no more. Which could be a good thing, right? We want, right? If there's gonna be a fatigue, we want our shit to be good. Then to make
at least give us the good shit.
Yeah, give us the good shit.
Higher quality, less quantity.
Yes, that's always, baby.
So that's my news this week, Gomez. You got what you been up to?
Well, I mean, I didn't do too much. The only thing I did, right, I went to the movies 2 times this week. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But leaving the movie, right, it was Father's Day. I saw a movie, and we needed some lunch. So we stopped at a place with these golden arches.
St. Louis. You drove to St. Louis to see a movie and get lunch.
I mean, listen, St. Louis... when I drove to Denver, St. Louis had the best barbecue I ever had in my life. Oh, I don't remember the name of the place. I have it somewhere, but it was, this barbecue was just.
Was it Harley Race's? You go to his house?
No. We were by that arena.
Oh, he's from Kansas City. That's my bad. I got that wrong.
No, I went to McDonald's, baby, and I had to get this Grimace shake that we've been talking about.
I did too.
Ooh, baby.
So if you guys are listening, follow me on Instagram or TikTok or anything. You've already seen my video. It's been up there.
You did a video.
I didn't put it to my regular YouTube account, Gomez. I put it's up there as a YouTube short.
Sure.
Because my whole video, and I talked and I felt like I'm killing time and telling stories about the evil Grimace and giving background on like why the evil Grimace. And then at the end of it, I saw my whole video was 3.5 minutes long. And I said, what the fuck is this? I said, where's the other 8 minutes that I talked for? So I said, I don't know if I should put it up as a 3.5-minute video. You know, with editing and stuff. What's it going to be? 2:30? Like,
it's true.
You know, because like usually when I turn on the camera, I do like breathing exercises first. So God only knows how much time that took up. So how long could this video possibly be? So I just turned it into a 56-second TikTok of me, and we said vanilla soft serve, supposed to be berry flavored. Mine was nice and purple. When they handed it to me, that thing looked like commercial ready. I was like, they did a good job with this. You know, a lot of times you get these foods and you say,
never looks good.
But this was one of the first times where I was like, I am impressed with the presentation of this item.
I was too, because I figured, especially when it's vanilla and they swirl it, it's usually white and you just get some purple, mix it, like, yeah.
And the day before, we had in our group chat, we got a text message from our double main man, Dr. Armando, who had one, and his was pure white. He just had a vanilla shake.
Bullshit. Fuck that. I would have been like, what are you handing me? I said the Grimace shake, bro. Like, what is this? I promise it is.
Yeah, like, this isn't the powder shake. Wrong fucking character.
Fuck that, bro.
So, Gomez, you're a berry guy.
Sure.
What did you think of the Grimace shake?
I thought it was good, you know. I liked it. It wasn't like this amazing thing, but for a milkshake, something different, you know, I liked it.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I thought to me, I got very Fruit Loop cereal vibes from it.
I could get that, yeah. Definitely.
So I was like, I like Fruit Loops. This is fine. I'm okay with. I would. Whenever they say something is generic berry flavor, I get worried.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of berry is it? Strawberry, blackberry, Marvin berry, Chuck berry, Rachel berry? What kind of berry flavor are we talking about here?
Oh, when it says, did it say? It just said berry, right? Because I assumed, I guess like a wild berry is what I would assume. If it's gonna be purple, right? It's got to be something that's kind of bluish, I guess.
I don't maybe it's something specific to Grimace Island, but I don't know what their main export is over there.
Because what do they eat? They can't just live off of shakes. They gotta eat food, right?
Probably people.
I wouldn't put it. Listen, if you told me the Grimace be eating people, I'll believe you.
It's not that he can't live on milkshakes alone, can he?
He can't. No, there's no way. Gotta have something else.
Protein somewhere.
People.
I don't know. He was evil. Maybe it's not so much that he was evil. It's just that that's his culture. And we misappropriated it.
Maybe he hangs with all those other people that steal things, right? The Hamburglar steals the burgers. I heard that
Bernie Madoff.
The bird steals fries. So maybe they hang out and they share. Maybe they share with each other. You know, they're like a little couple.
I guess they're like a whole team, like Ocean's 11.
You know, they meet up. Hey guys, we got to do our big,
you son of a bitch.
Trade.
I'm in.
Oh, what you get? You get the nuggets or the Big Mac? What you get?
The nuggets. But I'm not enthused by either of these choices. Number one, you can only get this fucking shake by getting a value meal. That's a basic bitch ass value meal.
Yes.
A Big Mac or chicken nuggets. Listen, I like Big Macs. I do. I love Big Macs. I love chicken nuggets. But when I'm getting something special, I'm not looking to get fucking generic chicken nuggets here. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Why can't I just buy the goddamn shake? And it cost me over $12 with tax to get this fucking bullshit combo so I could get a purple milkshake.
Well, it was $13.99 with tax, bro. Whew. It's an expensive ass milkshake, bro.
You know, and then I'm looking at it, I'm like, I like nuggets and fries, but I'm not necessarily in the mood for nuggets and fries right now. All I wanted was a 3.5-minute video with this goddamn milkshake, and it cost me $12.76
for a YouTube short.
For a 56-second video at the end. The monetization is basically non-existent off that, unless you get like millions of views.
I mean,
I did not get millions of views.
You say it's a popular item. You never know. You might catch up.
Trust me, I did not get millions of views. Everybody go to youtube.com/JoeShoes. Watch that fucking 56-second short, please. Click like, maybe leave a comment on it.
Put it on loop, guys.
Just you don't even have to leave a real comment. Just put a fucking emoji in there. Do the lobster kisses. Remember the lobster kisses?
Come on. It's aggressive kissing, bro.
That's how I do it. I use my thumbs and I get in there. There's a little friction. So they call me the Lothario King of lobster kissing.
Oh man, my man LK, bro. What is up? Oh, what you been up to besides this, Joe?
I've been putting these thumbs to good use, I'll tell you that. I didn't watch a lot of Gomez. I went to the movies like you did twice this week, but I did come across in my suggested for you area on the Max app.
Okay.
A little documentary series called How to Create a Sex Scandal.
Oh.
At first, I just thought this was like lit erotica, which is one of my favorite websites that I haven't visited in a long time. But I'm like, oh, this seems like the kind of movie that would interest 14 or 41-year-old me.
It's all the same.
So like I'm here for it. Turns out it was very much not that kind of documentary.
Oh, what a way to waste a boner.
So it's a three-part series about a small town in Texas in the early 2000s where a foster family takes in these kids who then tell them that they were abused in this swinger house and they were forced to do all these sexual things that children should not be doing. So the first episode, you're like hearing all this stuff. And what really gets you is that the genuine people from this case are the ones telling you the story.
Shit.
With the exception of one person, they all take part in the show. So It's like hitting pretty heavy until at the end of the first episode, where the whole time, because they give it to you, there's got to be a swerve coming because they tell you, and then this person was convicted. The kid's mom was taken in, and the boyfriend was taken in, and the grandmother was taken in. They're all convicted and put in jail. And it's like, wow, I guess the documentary's over. And it's like, but was it even true? And it's like, wait a minute, what?
What?
So it turns out the foster parents who took in these kids, they get paid more money depending on how fucked up the kids are.
Jesus Christ.
They brainwash the children into telling these stories and describing the house and all this shit. That way they could get more money from the government for taking in these foster kids. Meanwhile, all these real people went to jail truly only because they were poor and couldn't afford good lawyers.
Sure.
So when the one guy who had a mother who cashed in her 401k to get a legitimate lawyer for him, when he took a look at this case, he's like, this whole thing is bullshit. And then a few of these people, for the most part, they all end up getting their sentences overturned, except one guy who, for some reason, could not get his sentence overturned and ends up dying in prison.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That fucking sucks.
The whole story is fucking wild. It's a true story. It's on HBO Max or Max. 3 parts. They've got an hour each, called How to Create a Sex Scandal. I've never heard the story before. Wild. It was fucking wild.
Yeah. I'll be wild. Once Kellyanne listens to this, she's gonna be like, we gotta watch this episode. So this sounds right up. It's crazy, bro. That shit is wild.
You're just watching the first episode and they're just laying it out. And all of a sudden it's like, here's the case. The kids open up. They go to the cops. They bring in all these people and they're all convicted. And you're like, they're all that. You figured the conviction would be at the end, right?
Slow roll it.
But it was and it was like, wait a minute, was this even real? It's like, I'm sorry, what?
That's crazy. Jesus Christ, man. Wow. Oh boy. So the only thing I watched this week is I continued my rewatch of the Police Academy movies. I watched part 3 and part 4. And I gotta say, while I'm not loving it, I'm enjoying it a little more now, right? Like every sequel, I'm enjoying it more because they're getting stupider
It's
and
just
stupider.
goofy. Yeah.
And so, like, that's the shit that I grew up loving. And there's even like scenes that I'm like, oh my God, I actually remember this. That's right. And it's like, so I'm like, this is a good time. Listen, these movies ain't for everybody, trust me. But I'm enjoying it now. Like I said, the first two, I was like, all right, I guess,
Well, I think 5 is Mission to Moscow, right?
That's 7, bro.
Oh, is it really that far in?
5. I can't wait for 5 because 5 is Miami. And I remember Mission to Miami was my shit. So I'm like so excited for that. 6 is something I don't remember. And then 7 is Moscow. Yeah.
Moscow's bad.
That one's bad. But I'm sticking with it. I'll probably watch 2 more for next week. Or maybe I'll watch them all. If there's 3 more, I'll finish it off for next week. Oh, baby. Thumbs up so far. Fucking Mahoney. I can't believe this guy's in so many of the sequels. I was like, what do you do? Like,
like Police Academy was a big deal back in the day.
Huge.
But at this point, for people like in our age group who did grow up watching Police Academy on like movie of the weekend or whatever, but if you met Steve Guttenberg at a Comic-Con or something, what would you bring up to him first? Would it be Police Academy? Or who makes Steve Guttenberg a star? We do. We do. Like at this point, I feel like for people in our age group, he might be equally a stonecutter as much as Mahoney.
That's great. For me, it's definitely Police Academy. But that is definitely because I was like, what are you going to say? And once you said, I'm like, that's right. He is Steve Guttenberg's a stonecutter, bro. I love it. There's probably some poster he probably signs all the time, like some stonecutter poster. I met Steve
Guttenberg about 10 years ago at like a Chiller Con or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, this is awesome. This is Steve Guttenberg. And I took a picture. And when I posted it to social media, my caption was, who makes Steve Guttenberg a star? We do. Of course. And I'm just said last week how much I love Mahoney.
You did. You say it's your number 1 guy in this series here. Mahoney.
You think we should get him on the podcast? You think he'd do it?
What the fuck is he doing, bro?
I mean, stonecutter stuff. Shh. Shut up.
Ixnay, bro.
But Gomez, we did go to the movies twice this week. We said we were going to go see The Flash, but there was another big release this week as well.
Yeah.
And we both decided we'll go see it. You planned on taking your daughter. Sure. I planned on being an adult at a children's movie. And Elemental, new Pixar flick. Pretty much the first Pixar flick directly to theaters, right? In about 3 years now.
What was the last one, right? I don't Buzz Lightyear, and then I guess maybe that's it, right?
Yeah, because I had Soul, Luca, Turning Red were I forgot about Lightyear.
Yeah, but Lightyear they purposely, it didn't do so good, but they purposely
Lightyear did not do well.
Like they figured, this is gonna be our big return to the movie theaters, and it did not.
It was not,
so good, which is
disappointing to say the least, at least financially. Opening $29.5 million, barely edged out Spider-Man for second place this weekend. And Spider-Man's on what, week 3, week 4 now?
It's crazy.
And Spider-Man did $27.8 million this weekend. Elemental, a brand new Pixar flick on a holiday weekend, just barely edged out Spider-Man. That's not a good sign.
Bro, it seems like fucking COVID has ruined Pixar. Like,
right?
Once they put these movies on Disney Plus, just nobody is going to see them. Like, this is like...
Because you don't even have the weight to see it anymore. Even if it had a regular theatrical run, you're still getting this movie in 3 months tops on Disney Plus?
That's the thing. You know it. Knowing that it's, certain apps have certain things where it's 3 weeks, 3 months, but it's coming. Within the end of the year, you're going to see it. You're going to see all of the favorite movies that came out this summer. By November, they're all going to be on a streaming shit.
Now, At least you have a child. Is she like aware of this movie coming out? Has she seen coming attractions, trailers?
She was excited. She wanted to go see it. She saw the commercial. You know, she watches Disney and shit at night, so she sees the commercial, and so she didn't know when it was coming out. When I told her, I said, "Oh, baby, that movie with the fire and the water, you know, they can't touch and stuff." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I seen that." She's like, "Oh, it comes out." So she was like, "Oh yeah, I want to go to." Like she was very excited to go to the movies to see this. Okay. So you know, I don't know if that's every kid, but my kid likes going to the movies. You know, she takes after daddy.
Yeah, when I was a kid, going to the movies felt like an event to me.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't get to go to a ton of movies. So it always felt like if I go to any movie, it felt like a great time, you know, like a great day.
Yeah. And she don't watch a lot. She watches cartoons, basically. So what is it, like 4 or 5 a year? You know, there's not a lot of chances to go to the movies because she's still not. She saw that Haunted Mansion trailer and she was like, I'm glad I didn't go on that ride with Uncle Joe.
Really?
She said, I didn't know it was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be regular ghosts. I said, it was regular ghosts, but I guess she didn't like the guy with the hat or whatever.
Oh, when they drew his picture?
Maybe. But no, but she said it even before. And then when she saw that, she was like, ooh. It's like, I would have bit your hand and screamed. I would have been so scared.
She is a biter. She did bite your hand on the Tower of Terror.
Yes, she did.
So Elemental follows Ember and Wade in a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together.
Okay, that works without giving too much away.
Before the movie, you know, Pixar gives us those shorts. We got the short about Carl's date, and it's Carl from Up and his dog Doug, and he's preparing for a little date. I thought it was very cute.
It's a cute little thing. Yes, it was. It was very sweet.
Fine. Guy, you know, wet the palate a little bit for some more Pixar stuff. After that, I'm like, all right, that's good. You know, I felt the little emotion, little tugs at the heartstrings where he starts talking to the picture of Ellie. It was great.
Yes. Of course, my wife started crying. That's what she does. And Charlotte was like, but the movie didn't even start yet. We're like, baby, this is a short based on a movie we saw that was very sad at times. You don't understand. We have a connection to these characters. We're trying to tell her. She's like, okay, please. She was crying later on.
And then we open with Elemental, and we get a rom-com, basically.
Yeah, it's like a love story. Like we haven't really had like a Pixar love story. I guess it's like fucking WALL-E. Like really, they don't really do that kind of thing.
It's a kind of opposites attract romantic comedy.
Yeah, and it is.
I'm here for it's a PG movie, not a G movie.
Ooh,
you know, because there is some language that some apparently
pruning scenes
upped it up a little bit. And a lot of the situations are kind of I would say ripe for societal interpretations.
Sure, yes, it's about an immigrant family, so it's very now talking about
the director, and I can't remember the name of the director, but the director was a Korean immigrant who came to the Bronx, and their family opened a fruit and vegetable store. So that's why a lot of the things in there mirrored their own life from when he came on. So he's writing from experience in a lot of the situations. Unfortunately, however, I do not think there's all that much substance to this movie. It feels like Pixar just goes to the well with these same tropes about wanting to step away from my family, but they keep pulling me back and I don't want to do what they want me to do. And it feels like that's what every Pixar movie is now.
Yes, this movie was aggressively fine. It's fine. It's not terrible.
There's nothing offensive. There's nothing terrible.
It's fine. It's very beautiful to look at. The animation is crazy. But I mean, it's like a fucking Parks and Rec episode because like the big villain is a fucking a crack in the dam. Like that's like the big bad of the movie. It's like a flood. So, you know, there's not a lot. Like, I don't know if kids like Shiloh was into it because it's a love story and she's very emotional. So she was all into it. But I don't know if kids are going to be really into worrying about if they can fix these pipes to stop this water from coming. You know, like I'm not sure that it's going to have any lasting effect here.
With the characters being elements themselves, and you see at times where they're able to kind of take in the element if it's the same of their own, like there's circumstances where the wind takes in more wind, or the fire is able to make themselves bigger.
Yeah.
And yet the water has shown to be able to do the same things. Yet when there's a flood, he just becomes a regular person in a flood of water and can't do nothing about it.
There's too much, bro. He can't handle that. He's not equipped to handle that situation, apparently.
And we got the dusty finish at the end where you think you've lost the character. Only, no, nothing bad happened. They can't have that happen.
Bad happens here. Yeah. The voice acting was good. Like there was nothing.
Yeah, the voice acting is very good. Like you said, they're very pretty to look at. A lot of the designs are really cool. The way they created this city is very cool, even to the point of the different races of elements. Is they all have their personalities, and I know people are trying to be like, oh well, the fire is supposed to represent this race, and these are the white people and these are the black people. It's like I didn't get that at all. To me, the fire was just fire, and the wind was just wind, and so I think people are trying to look too deep into it.
That's what people do,
That's what the internet is for, I suppose.
Yes, exactly.
But I think you said it best. This movie is aggressively fine.
Yeah. Perfect. Let me hit some music here.
Yeah, do it. Are you a man? A double main man? Are you a man? A triple main man? A man? A quadruple main man? Are you our man? Are you our man?
All right, Joe. Elemental, the latest Pixar movie. Where does this fall on your main man standards?
You said it best. Aggressively fine is a apt description for this movie. I think your kids are going to like it. For all the parents out there, take your kids to see it. Give them a good day at the movies. Get them some goobers. Get them some Pepsi 0-calorie beverage that they have at the Regal theaters now. It's good stuff. I think it's got a good flavor to it, even though it's a 0-calorie cola. I just put that over real big, huh? I enjoy it though, and you can get that popcorn with the flaming hot Cheetos in it that we talked about.
Oh, yeah,
it's a great time at the movies with your kid. I really don't have a lot of thoughts about this movie. It's just, it's there. It's fine. I don't see anyone that's going to love it. I don't see anyone that's got to hate it. Really, more than anything, I wonder what this means for Pixar going forward, because this movie has dramatically underperformed at the box office. This is a horrible number. $29.5 million for an opening holiday weekend is a terrible number, especially when you are a kid's movie.
I think it cost like $200 million to make. Like it's not like it was chump change. Like it's very expensive.
So I was reading. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but however many computer servers that it takes to make this movie, say it took 25 to do Toy Story. For this, it took 1,000.
Wow.
So it was all this added computer power.
The money is on the screen. Like it's every
and you see it, you recognize it. Absolutely.
Yes. But whew, boy, that's not good.
Yeah. So as an adult watching this movie, to me, that's what I'm really thinking about. I didn't leave this theater thinking this movie was great. It was okay. I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. Double main man, just right in the middle. It's just it's there.
100%. 2.5. It's right there. I guess maybe if you have an immigrant background and you might latch on to it maybe a little more, you see yourself in a movie and that might, but other than that, I think you're just going to walk away and go, yeah, it was okay. Like it was nice. It's a sweet movie. Oh, it's cute. But, nothing crazy about it.
It's definitely like when you see somebody but you don't know and you can't remember their name and you're like you're not upset to see them, but like you're just like, oh, what's up, buddy? Or pal, or friend, my man, dude. It's like that. Like, this isn't a movie that you're going to think about long term, but like when someone brings it up, you'll be like, oh, yeah, that thing. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, so that was one of the big releases this week. Boy, but we got to talk about now the biggest one. Oh, baby, it's going to save cinema, this movie was.
How many years have we been waiting for this movie?
Bro, this movie, The Flash, after all these years of hearing about it, And after all the trouble that's gone into production and with the people who star in the movie, and this is just, woo, here we go.
It's finally time. And the hype leading up. Originally, all we had heard was this is far and away the greatest DC movie ever. And then as we started getting closer, we started hearing this movie absolutely sucks. And now became, I don't know what the fuck to believe, but I know I'm going to have to see it for myself. I think the perfect place to start with is, JoeMeZ, what is your connection to the Flash coming into this?
The Flash is my favorite DC character that isn't Batman, right? Everyone loves Batman, so we're not going to count Batman. But Flash is my guy. I love the Flash. Love
you watched that CW show?
I watched 7 seasons of it. I gave up towards the end because it just got a little too much. But yeah, bro, I loved it. I watched the one back in the day, like in the 90s with Dawson's dad, right? Playing the Flash. Loved it.
Dawson's dad was the Flash?
I think so. I'll double check, but in my head, he is. I could be wrong. I'll double check.
I have zero connection to the Flash outside of this DCEU.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that I've read since this movie has come out over the past week has been, we had a perfectly good Flash already, and everybody watches the shows despite the studios wanting people to think that the movies are separate from the TV. And that's where I say, hold the phone, Pat Sajak, because we got time for another round, because we complain that studios assume everybody watches everything. And now you're going to complain when studios don't assume that everyone watches everything. So I think the people who watch The Flash and want, what's this guy's name? Grant Gustin or something?
Some shit like that, yeah.
So maybe he's a fine Flash. You know what? I don't care. I don't watch The Flash. I'm not sitting down and watching a TV version of The Flash. Maybe it would help me appreciate a movie version more, but I'm going to see a movie version of The Flash. So what I know is what I've already seen in movie versions. So if that's not the TV version, I'm sorry I haven't watched it, but I need this explained to me like I'm fucking 3 years old. You know, if we're going to get on the studios for assuming we watch everything, then don't get on them for assuming we don't watch everything. So that pissed me off because I'm seeing that all over. It's like one of the biggest points of contention people have with this fucking movie.
But it's been for years. They've been complaining about what do we just, especially when Ezra Miller's getting in trouble, just bring in this guy. For years they've been doing this, which is like stupid. This never happens. They don't do that. Like, this is not how studios work.
No, and that's why it's a big deal that Marvel. Exactly, that's why it's a big deal that Marvel was bringing in Charlie Cox to do Daredevil, because like, oh, this doesn't happen.
Yes, exactly. So that's a special occasion. It's not all the time.
So that's like just because it's something I've been seeing and I've seen over and over. I've seen it in reviews. I've seen it from people on Twitter and on social media. And I'm just like, you know, you people got some fucking balls. Don't bring that shit over here. Fucking hypocrites.
I will say though, you know, I feel bad. Our boy didn't at least get a cameo. Like, he couldn't get 10 seconds of screen time in the movie. That I'm upset about. He don't need to be in the whole fucking movie, but you know, you're doing a little thing with multiverses, you know, show him for 10 seconds. Just give him a little shout. That's it.
For the people that would have picked up on it and gotten it, yeah, sure. Why not? Throw him a fucking bone.
That's it. That's all I wanted for the kid. Other than that, yeah, that's it. You know, you're a TV star. You ain't a movie star. Relax.
All right. So The Flash, IMDb puts it down as Barry Allen.
Very basic, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Barry Allen uses his super speed to change the past, but his attempt to save his family creates a world without superheroes, forcing him to race for his life in order to save the future.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Now, as I was saying, I'm someone with little to no knowledge of The Flash. I know this Justice League movie, and I see people saying that, oh, this guy is not a good Flash. I don't know what the Flash is. So to me, he's fine. I think Ezra Miller is a fine actor, except at the beginning of this movie, he's almost playing it like Rain Man. There's an opening scene where he's in like a Starbucks trying, and I'm sorry, I keep saying he. I know it's not supposed to be he.
Yes,
They.
yes.
And I'll catch myself and I'll apologize.
No problem.
There. But they are at a Starbucks and ordering a sandwich, but they're doing the Rain Man bit, like, oh, PB.
Yes.
He did it. And then like this is, so I was like, oh, are they autistic? Like, I don't quite remember that or understand. But as it goes on, that trait is completely dropped. Like as soon as we get past the opening title sequence.
Yes.
So why was it necessary? Why did it happen? Was it just to like make me neurotic at the beginning of this movie?
Yes, it's just to, I guess, to show his he's a little quirky there, a little weird guy. He likes things to be the way they are all the time.
So this is another movie with a disappointing box office weekend. $55.1 million opening weekend compared to Black Adam at 67 million.
Pretty crazy.
Nuts.
Pretty crazy. Do you think that the Ezra Miller stuff stopped people from going to the movie?
I don't have an answer for this. Possibly.
Because the people that would know about it are nerdy people, right? Yes. Like it's not like
they're people who would go and understand this. I could be that the fact that we know this movie means nothing going forward to the fate of DC.
That too is a bad thing.
Could be just there's no interest. It could be Flash TV fanboys who are just not interested in the Ezra Miller version of the Flash.
Sure.
There's a host of reasons why this is not success. It still made almost double what Elemental made, which shocks the shit out of me.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, this is incredibly disappointing. But where I think this made its money is because of the inclusion of Michael Keaton as Batman. Because I have seen way too many people saying, oh, I'm going to see Batman the Flash. And it's like, number one, you a corny motherfucker. It's a Flash movie. We're giving you a little fan service to get you in the building. Let's not pretend that it's something it's not. It's fan service. I think it's done well. There's a lot of times fan service could be too much. And in certain situations in this movie, like the reveal of the Batmobile, it's like we're revealing the Batmobile just so we could say we showed it and then do nothing with it. Like it doesn't even turn on. The guy just takes a nap in it.
Yes, he does. Hey, we get the Batwing and stuff. So at least we get.
And it's a cool Batwing. It's pretty badass.
The thing with Michael Keaton, if you didn't watch the trailer, right, and you didn't know Michael Keaton was in this movie, the reveal of Michael Keaton is so just like
underwhelming.
Huh? Like, right, he's this crazy guy and he's fighting them in the kitchen and then he just falls to the floor and it's just like, oh, look, it's Michael Keaton. And it's just like, wow, that's how you introduce. This is like a big deal. Michael Keaton is in Batman. Like, what are we doing here? It's like, very weird. Some weird choices in this movie.
So there's this whole story where the Flash realizes he can run so fast that when he's in the speed verse, he can actually go to separate points in time and then go back and actually revisit them. And people are complaining about the CGI. To me, I didn't have a problem with it.
You're insane. The CGI was fucking horrendous. One of the worst movies I ever saw in my life. When there's two Barry Allens together, it looks so fucking bad, bro. It looks so bad.
I didn't bother me, like literally at all.
No, it's too much to not bother. Like one or two things, but like the fucking babies in the beginning, bro, they look terrible. Terrible.
It looks fake, but I'm also looking at it from the point of this guy is moving at a super speed. Everything is going on around him. Like, to me, it's not supposed to look real.
Interesting.
It's a superhero movie.
And usually CGI looks not like that. You understand? So it's very off-putting because that's not how we usually watch a superhero movie where it looks that.
But like I've never seen another superhero enter the Speedverse to save babies in microwaves.
When he's in the Speed Force, I'll allow that that terrible CGI because stuff is going on. But when he's just standing around, see, that's the thing. The babies look bad. There's no excuse for when it's just two Barry Allens walking, where instead of just having two Ezra Millers, they had one and just put his face on another guy. It's very noticeable, bro.
I
didn't
bad. Even pick up on that.
It's bad. It's one of the worst looking superhero movies I've ever seen in my life. It is horrendous. The CGI just all looks unfinished. Not a good look.
Do you like the movie?
The movie's fun. Yeah, it is. CGI, just, the CGI is one thing, but no, the story's fine. I was nervous because I'm a Flash fan, so I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this story, but they mixed it up to some different stuff, so I was very happy because going in, I'm like, oh, why, this should happen and this should happen, and so they didn't do that. They mixed it up, Once he came there and he lost his powers, I was like, all right, so this is already something different. They're doing something different here. So I was very, very happy with the storyline. It was good. Good stuff.
See, I feel like it's a complicated story to tell because we've had these multiverse films now, and they all get more and more they have to jump through hoops to make the story make sense. And I actually felt like the story was pretty much straightforward. It made a lot of sense. And I think where the movie suffers in that regard is just the fact that it's like last to market on the multiverse, especially coming off a week where we just had Spider-Man so recently that absolutely killed the whole genre because of how great it was and how much we all enjoyed it. Like, it kind of puts this movie behind the eight ball just going into it.
What do you think about us not really knowing this character to care about so much about him going back to say, if we've seen him for a while, it's his third movie. It's a very interesting thing for the first Flash movie to already, that's something he does later. That's usually not a first Flash thing.
I get that. And I think we all agree that DC has just completely dropped the ball from the beginning with this, right?
Yes, it's true.
They want to be Marvel, but what Marvel built took time, took effort. To put Iron Man out there, and we always have to go back. There was a period in time where nobody gave a shit about Iron Man or Captain America or Thor, any of these characters. Nobody cared. And instead, DC said, oh, well, we can't be bothered with investing all that time and investing all that money and investing all that effort into creating a genuine universe that people feel attached to and want to see more of. We're just going to jump right to the Avengers.
Yep. Justice League right off the bat. Here we go.
And where Marvel succeeded was they had an incredible success rate with who they casted, right? If anyone at this point, if anyone else played Tony Stark other than Robert Downey Jr., who knows what would have happened? And if that Iron Man movie isn't the success it is at the beginning, we don't see the MCU as we know it.
Hell no. They didn't have the money for it. They banked on themselves. They put out a loan and said, this is our last chance, bro. Here we go.
And DC, they failed with the Superman movie. They failed again with the Superman movie. They did the Suicide Squad movie with Will Smith. That was fucking dog shit. Then they try another Suicide Squad movie, which is okay. It's better.
It's good, but it made no money.
It made no money, and nobody knows who any of these characters are. The last Batman movie that came out did really well, right? The Pattinson Batman.
But it don't count.
But it don't count toward anything.
Because they're gonna make that Batman 2, but he's not gonna be in the others. We're getting another Batman.
Because now think about this: Affleck does play Batman in this movie again. It's the fourth time that he's played Batman in a feature film, and he has never had his own standalone Batman movie. He is the only person to play Batman to not have a standalone movie. Yet he's played Batman the most in movies.
So pissed, bro. I would love a Batman with Affleck.
I think Affleck's a good Batman.
He's my favorite. I'm not even kidding. He's my favorite Batman. The way they do action scenes with him and shit, the way he moves, this is how I think Batman would do. That's my boy. I love him.
I got I enjoy the Christian Bale Batman movies. I think Batman Begins is my favorite, in all honesty, even more so than The Dark Knight.
Sure.
I think Dark Knight Rises is not so good.
Oh, brother, what are you saying here?
You just adopted the darkness. But then look at all these characters. We got one decent Wonder Woman movie that got blown out of proportion for how good it was because everything else DC did fucking sucked. So we made the Wonder Woman movie out to be a hell of a lot better than it was just because it gave us something. And then they follow up with that second Wonder Woman movie that apparently nobody did quality control on. Nobody did a screening on. Nobody stopped and said, hey, maybe this fucking sucks. Maybe we shouldn't put this out. You're telling me that that's better than the Catwoman movie that got shelved?
No, bro. I can't imagine. The only difference is I think they said that looked cheap because it was like they weren't spending money. They were being cheap with the money. So it didn't look good. That's their excuse.
The Wonder Woman 84 movie was so bad. And remember, it was a HBO Max release because we were in the pandemic at the time. So everyone was watching from home.
Yeah.
It was so bad that I genuinely was scared to say anything about how much I hated it because I didn't want to be that guy who was like, this movie.
You hate women, bro.
Yeah. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, I can't even talk to anyone about this movie. Thankfully, everybody else hated it.
We all hated it. She must be like finishing off her contract. That she's like in fucking Shazam for 2 minutes. She's in this movie for 2 minutes. She's like, she must have some appearance fees that she's got to take care of before it ends
or
up.
She just really likes putting on the costume.
Because it's like, I was not expecting her in this movie.
Neither was I.
I was like, what
when
the
we
fuck?
watched Shazam, we said, oh, this would be a real shame if this is the last time we see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Well, it wasn't. We got one more. Should probably be an Aquaman also.
Why not?
Oh, goodness. Did you like Supergirl?
Yeah, I did.
I thought she was badass. I thought it was great. I thought she was really cool.
I have some issues with the way that they wrote for her. I thought the actress was fine, but there's the one part where she leaves. She goes to the battlefront, catches the eye of General Zod, and instead of engaging, just lets the U.S. military fight with all these people from a different dimension. And she just leaves.
Already,
and she
wasn't ready. She wasn't ready, bro.
But not only that, like, Zod sees her. Like, this is who he came to get, right? He came to get Kara Zor-El. He sees her, and she hightails it out of there, and he doesn't even follow her. He just like, nah, I'm gonna keep beating G.I. Joes over here. Who gives a shit?
She'll be back. I'll get her next time.
So it's shit like that where I'm just like, I don't understand, but fine. I thought she was, for all intents and purposes, pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's just like so much with this movie where it's like, now, okay, we understand time travel at this point, right? We've seen enough time travel.
Yes,
where if you go back in time and you interrupt anything, the slightest difference throws everything off. And we know that this motherfucker goes back and does it anyway, despite fucking Affleck telling him not to do it. Like,
unbelievable. I
love how like nonchalant Affleck is about the whole situation when Barry tells him, like, oh, I run so fast I could go fucking back in time.
It's like, yeah, maybe don't do that.
He's like, oh, I could save my parents, I could save your parents, and Affleck's just like smoking a cigar like he's talking to Will Hunting on the porch. Like, it's like, yeah, kid, that sounds pretty good. Maybe not do that.
Yeah. You want to hang out? No, I'm good.
Another time, kid.
Definitely not. Hang out with this fucking loser. Get out of here. Oh man. All right, yeah. So I'm happy to hear you liked it as a non-Flash guy.
As a non-Flash guy, I walked out of there actually liking it a lot. And I enjoyed the story. I felt that the story, I don't think it's perfect by any means. I have a bunch of issues, like something as stupid as that Kara Zor-El scene where she shows up, says, nah, fuck it, I'll be back, and like takes off and like leaves everyone to fend for themselves just so she can come back. The Batman stuff, I think, is good. And I'm not, as a kid, I was not a Keaton Batman guy. When I saw the movie, and I saw it in theaters as a kid, it didn't hook me like it did for a lot of people. I wasn't out there buying all the Batman 89 toys like other kids my age. I bought the knockoff t-shirts at the flea market because I knew that was cool. Like everyone was wearing Batman t-shirts on gym day at school. But Batman 89, I really didn't begin enjoying, because to me it always sucked. I loved the Val Kilmer Batman as a kid. I loved the Clooney Batman as a kid. To me, Keaton was the worst one. So I don't have that nostalgia for the Keaton Batman like everybody else does. Eventually watching it years after the fact, I'm like, oh, you know what? This is actually, I get it. I still don't love it. I mean, the movie is, Jack Nicholson is the one who makes the movie.
100%.
But I at least appreciate it more than I did when I was a child. So while I'm not overly enthused for the Keaton stuff, I'm still like, oh, I get why this is cool. I get why people want to see this, and it is pretty fun. And he still does cool shit, and he does. Keaton is fun. You know, I can't believe how old he is. I think he looks amazing for 97 years old.
He's moving around. He's doing good.
He's legit in his 70s, right?
Yeah, he has to be.
That's fucking insane.
You know, these actors, man, they got the money to live that nice life, eat well, exercise once in a while. It pays off, bro.
And when we're in the Speed Force at the end, we get the big reveal that the Dark Flash,
multiverses, yes,
you know, the Dark Flash of who the Dark Flash is, and it's the younger version of Barry who's just been trapped in this Speed Force all this time, trying to rescue everyone that he wasn't able to save, and still, we do not learn our fucking lesson to not fuck with the past. Why is it that we have such trouble with learning our fucking lessons?
Selfish, bro. Selfish boy.
Now, you mentioned you wanted the cameo with the TV Flash. We do get a bunch of cameos in here.
Yes. This is the hot topic all weekend long on the internets. The people are not very happy about using dead people's likeness in the movie.
Because they can't listen to the podcast about them. I get it.
They're really upset about it. So it's like, all right.
I don't see what the big deal is. Yeah, if we can have a dead Grand Moff Tarkin actually have fucking lines and carry scenes, then having Christopher Reeve hologram show up to stand there for 4 seconds is not a big deal.
People are corny because if they just use actual footage, no one would say anything, right? But because it's a CGI thing, it's like, oh my God, that's too much.
What's the big deal?
Bro, I'm not complaining.
Do you hate it?
No, it's fine.
It's fucking 3-4 seconds in a 2 hour and 24-minute film.
Yes.
It's meant to show the levels of the multiverses.
Yes.
It's not like it doesn't have a place.
It does, yes. You know they're doing a big multiverse movie. Come on. They're not going to put any of their people in there. Come on, bro.
Well, we got George Reeve. We got fucking Christopher Reeve. We got who was the Supergirl actress? Don't
remember her name, but yeah,
Helen something, I believe.
Supergirl movie.
We even got Nick Cage.
Yes,
like that was a big pop for me.
It was awesome doing his Tim Burton Superman role there
with his Con Air hair.
Yeah, because it was right. It was supposed to be right after Con Air. This was supposed to happen. So yeah, he was full on long hair, fighting that stupid spider. God bless.
And then we get the big one at the end, which popped me too, is where Barry leaves the courthouse and he gets the call from Bruce and he's looking around. All of a sudden, George Clooney. I popped so fucking because I'm at no point after we had gotten all the other cameos and shows in the scene prior. I'm thinking we're all done, right? I'm okay. The movie's wrapping up.
See, no, on the voice, I'm like, that's not Ben Affleck's voice. I didn't think it was Clooney. In my head, I was like, yo, is that gonna be like Henry Cavill? Like they threw him a bone, he's gonna be Bruce Wayne real fast.
Okay.
Like something like Superman is Batman now. So it's like, whoa. So I was like, cause look, that don't sound like Affleck. And then when he came, I was like, oh, that's even better, George Clooney with that white ass hair. My goodness, look
Silver
at him.
Fox, baby.
God damn, Georgie, looking good. It was awesome. That was a good thing to see. I loved it.
I mean, what else is left to say about this movie? There's a lot going on, and I know we went completely around the world in it in no particular order. So, but there is so much going on in this movie, and it is a long movie. It's 2 hours 24 minutes. Make sure you take your piss before you walk in the theater.
Oh, let me hit some music, baby.
Are you a man? A double main man? Are you a man? A triple main man? A man? A quadruple main man? Are you a man? Are you a man?
All right. The long-awaited Flash movie is going to save cinema, save our country, all of it, baby. Where does it fall on your main man standard?
I kind of came in expecting to dislike it and come in and shit on DC and shit on everything because of how much they talked it up themselves. And I always subscribe to the theory, like, if you got to tell someone how good you are, you're not very good at all to begin with. If you got to tell someone how tough you are, you're not very tough. Like that's the way I am. Like you let your shit speak for itself. And I kind of feel like I got a punch in the mouth here because I like this movie.
Thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I like this movie. It's not perfect by any means. There are a lot of issues with it, but it took some characters that I really don't know much about, including the Flash, including Supergirl, General Zod. Like I really have no attachment.
Yeah.
I don't have attachment to these characters, and I don't have attachment to a lot of superhero movies. So when I'm seeing them on screen in movies, a lot of times that's my introduction to these characters. I'm not a comic. I never was a comic book person as a kid. I was into other things. I have friends who are into comic books. So whatever knowledge I have is just like residual knowledge that I picked up in conversations from being around them, but I'm far from an expert. I'm far from overly knowledgeable about these things. So to me, this is my introduction. And I'm looking at this as going, this is my first Flash movie. What do I know about the Flash? He runs really fast and his name is Barry. And apparently he likes peanut butter and espresso on fucking white bread with the corners cut off. I don't fucking know. But at the end of the day, I walked out of this movie going, this was pretty good. This was a lot of fun. It made sense. I understand his motivations for doing what he did, because as much as I say, we know what happens when you go back in time and fuck with shit, given the same opportunity, I'd probably do the same thing. You're going to give me the power to go back in time and rescue my murdered mother and get my wrongfully imprisoned father out of jail. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that too. I'm a selfish fuck. I get that. And I understand. That's why with great power comes great responsibility, right? I mean, doesn't that statement make all the sense in the world? And it applies for all of these superhuman people that we are fans of and we go see. But still, you take 99% of regular people and throw that power on them, they're going to do the same shit. So I don't blame the guy for doing it. I found it relatable. And yes, the story is a little bit ridiculous. The shit with the babies is a little crazy, but I don't have a problem with the CGI, even like other people did. It did not stand out to me in the fact, like I said, certainly with the faces and shit that you're talking about. At no point was I like, oh, this is fucking unwatchable. 0 point. So I'm walking out of this movie giving it a 3.5 main man, 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I'm there with you, baby. I'm there with you. I have lots of problems with the movie, but the movie's still fun. what Joe talks about of just, this is his first time watching the character. That is how you should take this, because every version is different. Like I said, I don't think Ezra Miller is a very good Barry Allen. That's not how Barry Allen is. But this is his version. I don't like his version. Whatever. But I think he's good enough. He gets annoying at times, right? But that is the character. He's supposed to be this annoying guy. But I don't hate them. So even though it's not the Barry Allen I love, I still think this Barry Allen's entertaining. I think the movie is fun. I think there's some really good action scenes. The opening scene with Batman chasing those guys, shit is awesome. Supergirl fucking shit up is awesome. The Flashes, the two Flashes doing stuff together, lots of awesome stuff. So I'm there with you. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 main men. I thought the movie would reset the DC a little more at the end, right? Because since they mentioned how, this is it, and it explains how they could restart, and do everything over, but they didn't, except for a little joke, at the end. But I would like to see more Flash. I hope we get more Flash in the future, but probably not going to be this person here.
No,
this is it.
Even if outside of this movie doing just insane box office, $100 million opening weekend. Outside of that, I don't see any situation where Warner Brothers brings back Ezra Miller to redo this role or anything.
They had the box office tracking for this movie. They were expecting $100 million. They were, up until a couple weeks ago, and then they lowered it to about 70 to 80. They were like, but it's even way worse than that.
Yeah.
People are saying apparently this movie's been playing a lot for the past month. They've been doing a lot of free screenings to try to get that buzz out.
The buzz
of that. And people are wondering, one, if it backfired because some of the buzz wasn't always good. And also, you wasted lots of showings. Yes. This doesn't count. These don't count. So, I don't know.
But the thing, too, was even this weekend, you still had, outside of the two new releases, which finished 1 and 2 with less than number 1 and 2 numbers, you still had 3 other movies do decent numbers behind it. Spider-Man, 27.8 million. Transformers Week 2, 20 million. Wow, Little Mermaid still dropping 11.6 million. So that's your top 5. That's a lot of money tied up at the bottom of that top 5. You take 5 million off each of those and throw it, towards one of the top ones, and we're talking a different game here right now, but we're not. Now, I don't know if that leads to less of a drop for next week. Are more people going to come to the theaters next week? The people who now, they finally got to Transformers, now they'll go see The Flash, or now they'll go see Elemental. People who still taking their kids to see Little Mermaid this weekend, are they taking them back to see Elemental next week?
It's crazy that Disney had 2 movies, made a lot of money this week combined. And one's been out for 5 weeks. So,
and Little Mermaid, for all the shit that got, that's the number 5 movie of the year right now. That's up to $255 million.
This week, there's nothing coming out. So this, the big movie is the Jennifer Lawrence comedy that comes out this week. Other than that, this could be The Flash. Maybe The Flash will hang around and make 20-something, 30.
I'm interested in the Jennifer Lawrence movie. What's it called? Like something hard way?
Nothing. I had it queued up and then I fucking forgot it. It's called No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings.
It's supposed to be good. I've heard very positive buzz.
Now, I read an article this week, or not so much an article, but just like a thought thing, where people are interested to see how this does, because this is an R-rated comedy.
We don't get movies like this.
We don't get movies like this anymore.
Is already crazy.
And it's a theatrical release. Nowadays, this is the kind of movie that goes directly to streaming. Everybody watches it in a weekend, and then we all forget about it. If this is not successful, do we abandon R-rated comedies in theaters after this?
I mean, this already abandoned. This is our last hope, I guess, right?
That's really what it is.
Much.
if this does well, maybe, these kinds of movies become a thing again at some point, at some level. But if this goes very poorly, we may not have one of these in theaters again.
I do want to see it. I'm probably not gonna see it this week. If I go to the movies, it's probably gonna see the new Wes Anderson comes out this week, Asteroid City, and also last week there was another new release, The Blackening, that I'm very interested in seeing. So I might see that this week also. But yeah,
there's some options out there. We still got The Machine.
Yeah, that's still playing a couple places. Yes, it is.
And what's the one with Salvatore Maniscalco and Robert De Niro about my dad, I think? Or
sure. Yeah, that's already out on digital. We don't need to.
Yeah, it's getting one play a day at my local theater. Like an 11 o'clock at night showing, like one.
Yes, that's when the old people are going to see this. Yeah, exactly. The Italian comedy.
Hey, Robert De Niro must be very spry for just knocking up his new girlfriend at fucking 119 years old.
That's why he keeps doing these movies. He's got fucking another college tuition to pay for. Jesus.
Like, I'm not one to judge what people do, but like, I'm gonna say it, man. Fuck you, Robert De Niro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fuck you.
Having a baby at fucking 90 years old. You're fucking pathetic. What a fucking loser.
Oh, man.
And now your wife's got to change fucking 2 sets of diapers.
Oh, Joe. So,
Pacino, you too, you fucking piece of shit. What do you feel like he one upped you? So you got to jump into it. You guys are fucking. What fucking?
They're always like that. You saw what he did. Oh man. So we went down the releases this week. I mean, there's stuff we might see, but nothing really that hits home for us.
So that means we got to do something, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be spinning a wheel. Yeah, baby, fire it up. Yeah, the wheel of superheroes is back, baby. Oh man, I'm excited. Here we go, spinning it. Come on. Oh, okay. This is a good one.
Let's say Master of Sex.
Oh, I wish it was
Punisher Warzone. That's different.
Oh, this is available on Peacock. Is
this Thomas Jane?
No, this is the one after Thomas Jane they made with I believe Ray Stevenson, who just recently passed away. So this is yeah, good. It's sad. He's gonna be in Ahsoka coming up. Yeah. Sucks.
Oh yes. Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he plays the Punisher.
He's one of those guys.
Yes, he's definitely one of those guys. He's in so many things. Who the fuck? Oh, that motherfucker. Yeah.
Like Michael Shannon is like he plays Zod in this Flash movie, but he's to me one of those guys.
Sure, I get it. This movie, a lot of people say this is their favorite version of the Punisher. Not saying it's the best movie, but just this version of the because the movie is fun. The movie is violent, over the top violent. Is good. You're gonna get a kick out of it. This is what we need to watch. This is a good one. I'm excited for this. Punisher Warzone, bro. It's good. Come on.
Okay.
So that's next week. It's on Peacock. Follow along. Watch with us, please. Oh, goodness. But that's next week, Joe.
So you want to finish up this week?
Gotta finish it up with another wheel.
Hit it.
It's now time for the big finish.
All right, Joe. It's big finish time. Let's spin this wheel.
Yikes.
Baby. Okay. Alcoholic beverages. All right. What do you want to do? Any type of
Are we
alcohol?
doing spirits?
That's what I mean. You want to do beer, spirits? All right, sure.
Spirit.
So our favorite alcoholic beverages. Here we go.
Very, very simple. You see this, JoeMeZ?
Yeah, you're a captain.
I'm a captain. You know what else I like? Captain Morgan spiced rum.
Admiral Jack.
Fucking Admiral Nelson is what it is.
Admiral Nelson. I love it. I fucking love it.
But I've been drinking Captain Morgan for God knows how many years at this point.
You still drink that, bro?
Yeah. I got a giant handle bottle. I
love it.
So yeah, to this day, I got away from it for a while.
Yeah.
And then I was out somewhere and had one. I was like, oh my God, where has this been? It was like reuniting with an ex-lover.
Where you been, baby?
It was like, I know we broke up, but man, we used to have some good fucking sex.
Oh, let me see. What do I like here? I guess my number one would be a Jameson and ginger ale, baby. Jameson and ginger. I love me some Jameson.
I'm not a big whiskey guy myself, but number two, Tito's handmade vodka. I love a nice little Tito's and Sprite.
Tito's and Sprite, Tito's and seltzer. Nice.
I love soda as a mixer. Always a big soda as a mixer. So vodka is like a fucking miracle booze too. Like you can mix it with like fucking anything. So Tito's and something citrusy, Sprite, Mountain Dew.
Ooh, Mountain Dew, yeah.
Tito's and Hawaiian Punch. Good stuff.
I'm a margarita guy. I love me a margarita. A regular one is fine, but if you got a flavor, if you got a spicy margarita, woo, chances are I'm gonna be sipping on it, bro.
I'm right there with you. I love nice, cold, refreshing drinks. You know, and when I go to Epcot, I take the left to go into Mexico first. Go get some margaritas. They make it with the Rocks Terramana tequila. Ooh. And let me tell you, I think that is a great tequila. I'm not a huge tequila guy, but it's a very tasty, smooth tequila. Big fan.
You know, I also when I play cards, I like to have a Bloody Mary. I'm one of those guys.
Really?
If I'm sitting at the card table, it's early in the morning. I like a nice little Bloody Mary to help the heartache go, you know? Help those chips disappear, make it go a little better. But I don't get, that's only when I'm playing cards. If I'm going to brunch, I get a Bellini, you know, I get stuff like that.
You're not a mimosa guy? Bottomless mimosas?
I do like a mimosa. I like either one. Mimosa, Bellini, whatever you got. I go places by me. They got peach flavor, blueberry. I love it. Give me all the flavors, baby.
Dated a girl for a while who she loved breakfast food. So when we go out for breakfast, it was mimosas and chilaquiles. That was her big thing. And I would say I fucks with mimosas. Not my favorite thing, but I can see why other people are into it.
I can't have too much like orange
I will
juice,
indulge.
acid.
That's the thing is like it's a little too much for me. So I can have one, but like a bottomless is wasted on me.
Sure. Yeah, no. That's why. Like I'd rather have the Bellini because I can't. I do like a screwdriver. I love a little vodka, a little orange juice, but it's just nowadays I'm just an old man and I gotta have low acid orange juice or my day is ruined.
There was a long period of time where screwdrivers were my go-to wedding drink.
Oh yeah.
So for whatever reason, I felt like I wouldn't get drunk on screwdrivers. I thought the acid keeps me level. Yeah. So I felt like I could still be functional and not like falling over myself while still having a good time, you know? So people would see me with the Tito's and OJ all night long, and I'd be, you know, just chilling, maybe go out, do a little dance, you know, one of these.
But
yeah, that's it. There's leave your favorite alcohols in the comments below if you're listening on YouTube. Tweet us at JoeMeZ. Thank you guys for listening to another jam-packed episode of JoeMeZ. Remember to hit subscribe wherever it is that you're listening to it. Next week, We're doing Punisher Warzone, available on Peacock. And we're also going to be checking out the new Disney Plus show, Secret Invasion, which drops, if you're listening on Thursday, that's up today. And honestly, I'm probably going to check out Righteous Gemstones.
Yes, definitely.
Because it's up there.
100%.
I think that show's great.
Yes, 100%.
So yeah, follow us all over the internet at Card JoeMeZ. You can follow all my personal stuff at the Joe Shoes, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, ProWrestlingTees.com/Joe Shoes. Help support, buy a shirt like this partner shirt that I'm wearing right now with me and Swoggle, the team of Shoehorn.
Love it.
You can wear that, and all that money from the t-shirts goes back into supporting the show and, you know, covering our hosting fees and stuff like that. Also, youtube.com/Joe Shoes. Check out my 56-second Odyssey video of the Grimace milkshake.
The JoeMeZ154 Instagram and Twitter, twitch.tv/MEZmovie. Check it out, baby.
And that brings everything to a head, Gomez. So let's make like Tom and Cruise.
Peace.